What a game in Germany this weekend. Bayern Leverkusen taking on Bayern Munich live on ESPN+. I think it's fair to say it is a must-win game for Bayern Leverkusen. We've got an hour-long preview for you, and Kay and Ali, of course, have gone to Germany to meet up with some familiar faces ahead of the game.
Thank you, Dan. The boys were just saying how much they wish you were here in Cologne with us, how they're really missing you right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has ever said that, Kate.
Don't listen to them, Dan. Let's get started by talking about the big game this weekend, then. Big picture, what you're looking out for tomorrow.
I think the whole picture has changed over the last month in terms of what this game means. We thought coming into this match, you know what? This is going to be the chance for Bayer Leverkusen to get back into this race. There's going to be a title race. Not so much, because Bayer Leverkusen haven't been consistent enough to get the results that they needed, and they haven't put enough pressure on Bayern Munich, which means that now this has shifted from making this into a title race to ending the title race, and it's a chance that Bayern Munich has. If they win, if they beat Bayer Leverkusen here tomorrow, it's over. I don't care what anybody says. It's done. It's over. It's time to go home.
Now, going into this game, Archie, both coaches have got some thinking to do.
Huge. You've got Xabi Alonso thinking about who he plays up front, whether it's Patrick Schick, Victor Boniface, or neither of them, and he goes for a strikerless formation again. I fear what Ali will do if that happens. Who plays alongside Granit Xhaka, for example? Will it be Rodrigo Palacios? Will it be Robert Andrich? Even Alex Garcia? And at the back as well, that seems pretty sorted, but will he go with a back three or the back four that he's tended to prefer in big games? Then with Vincent Kompany, Rafael Guerrero has been having a very tough time at left-back recently. Will Josip Stanisic make only his third start of the season there? Who goes on the left wing? Kingsley Coman, Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, because I think it's pretty fix and done that that's some sort of German, that Michael Olise plays on the right. And then will Leon Goretzka or Alex Pavlovic play alongside Joshua Kimmich? Many decisions to be taken, and yeah, intriguing to see which ones will get taken.
Absolutely, and many an eye on both defences, Stewart.
Yeah, because we've seen with Bayern at times, and particularly Kim, and I think it comes from the manager, and I'm going to say his name, Vincent Kompany. There you are, Ali. Vincent Kompany, not Vincent Kompany.
I thought you were committed.
I'll let you
Derek's not around, so you'll get away with it.
Kim in particular, and it comes from Kompany, they want to win the first ball as much as possible. When it's played from back to front, they want almost to win the ball in front of the centre forward. They want to go in really, really tight. And that's caused Kim a problem on several occasions where he's got on the wrong angle, the ball's been let run, and the player gets in behind him. They can't afford to do that, Bayern Munich. They've got to make sure that they defend properly in the first issue, and then they can get cover on those two centre-halves. And where the fullbacks play. You know, it's not a game they have to win, I don't think, Bayern Munich. So do they push the fullbacks right on as they normally do, or do they just sit that little bit deeper and be more cautious? That's some of the things he has to think about.
Absolutely. Archie, tell us the news this week then. Jamal Musiala extending his contract. That is brilliant news for Bayern.
Building on the recent extensions of Manuel Neuer and Alphonso Davies, this was the big one. The fact that he's extended until 2030, because he is seen really as modern day and the future of Bayern Munich. So big thing for Bayern to get that done also at this point in the season, and also to just send a little message before a big game like this. Bayern Munich like to have these kind of storylines and narratives pointing in their direction. The question is, can they get Joshua Kimmich done as well? Will Kimmich decide to go abroad maybe? Leroy Sané still not done either, and Thomas Müller, there's thoughts that this might be his final season at the club.
So much excitement when it comes to the two German stars of Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala. So let me start with Jamal Musiala, the news that they've extended there and everything that he does for this team and just how crucial he is to this side.
When he's playing well, when he's playing at a high level, this team is completely different in the attack. You know exactly what you're going to get from Harry Kane. There's a lot of consistency in his performance. You have no idea what you're going to get from Leroy Sané. There is zero consistency there. But when you get Jamal Musiala dancing around with the ball, then he's going to attract attention. What he needs to do in his game with more consistency is, one, the productivity and in front of goal, and the quality of finishes in front of goal, which we have seen this season that has improved. And then that final pass. The final decision is not always there. He adds that to his game. We're talking about a different type of player.
I'm going to make you pick between the two. Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala.
In the last couple of months, I mean, it has to be Wirtz. He's been the better player. But Musiala, again, as he said, he's a top-class player. And both those players, what they give you, defences are set up to play against passing football. To your answer, I would say Wirtz at the moment, Musiala just behind him.
I tell you what they both have in common. When they get the ball in the attacking half, if you're watching this game, you're paying attention. You know something is about to happen. And to the point that Stu is making on Florian Wirtz, over the last couple of months, something's really going to happen when he gets on the ball. I think he has taken his game to a different level over the last couple of months, and we see how much of a difference he makes when he's on the field. Just look at, and in terms of what they did last weekend or didn't do last weekend. He wasn't on the field. The team is struggling to create chances. He gets on the field. Now all of a sudden they're creating chances. It's a very simple equation when it comes to Florian Wirtz and Bayer Leverkusen. They depend on him to create opportunities for this team.
So when we get to Bayer Leverkusen, what actually is the talk of the chance that it won't be an out-and-out striker up top?
Predicting Xabi Alonso's approach in a big game and how he likes to keep all of his cards close to his chest. How do we know?
Has there been hints this week, maybe in the press and stuff? Has he given anything away?
Nothing, because that's how Xabi Alonso approaches big games. I think, looking back at it, Patrick Schick, for example, in the best form of either him or Victor Boniface by Leverkusen right now. And the fact is, Patrick Schick hasn't started any of the last 3 against Bayern Munich. Xabi Alonso really values what someone like Nathan Tella can bring when they are trying to press Bayern, and I think that is really important for him. And you see actually the impact that Nathan Tella has had in this fixture. Nathan Tella wasn't the first choice sub to come on for Robert Andrich at half-time in the cup game, and yet he came on for the injured Patrick Schick, who'd only been on for 15 minutes, and scored the winner. He assisted the goal for Alejandro Grimaldo last year as well. Nathan Tella has a feel for these kind of fixtures, but I think that he does have to go with Patrick Schick tomorrow, just with the kind of form he's in. And it is now a time for Patrick Schick to go and prove that he is that big game player as well, to go along with all these goals he scored. Scoring in this kind of fixture is a different thing.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say that, what kind of message are you sending to your players when you put up that lineup if you're Xabi Alonso and you have no strikers? If that's the way that they're going to play, come on, give me a break. This is a game that you have to win. And
If when you're struggling in a game, and they were struggling against Caen in the Pokal Cup, what do? They send 2 strikers on.
Yeah.
That's what all managers do. So why not do it that much earlier in the game? Yeah. Why wait until you're struggling? Why wait until it's desperation? If you get 2 strikers on the pitch at some point, and you get it high up the field and get crosses into the box, that's what got them back into the game. They were far too patient against Caen. That's one of the criticisms I would have of Bayer Leverkusen. At times, when they've had all the possession, they've got good players, it's too many passes, too patient in and around the box. At times, when you got Schick on the field and Boniface, you've got to get crosses into the box.
And we just mentioned, what is one of the weaknesses of Bayern Munich? So they commit numbers forward. Now you have Kim and Upamecano, and they have to address the defending part. And not only do they not make good decisions defensively in 1v1 situations, they don't make good decisions positionally. And the lack of awareness sometimes of where is the runner coming from.
They're gamblers.
Yes,
they're gamblers.
And so in doing that, in that gambling, they get themselves out of position. Now, as the crosses come in, if you have enough numbers in the box, now you can score goals. But if you don't have strikers, if I'm Xabi Alonso and I'm looking at this, in this very same game, last season, we destroyed this team here in Leverkusen. We destroyed Bayern Munich. But it was with our possession. It was with our quality of play, how dynamic we were in the attack. Why take a step back? There's nothing to lose now. Nothing to lose now. You have to win this game. Give me some ambition, Xabi Alonso. We cannot take a step back now. If they do that, honestly, what kind of approach is that? I'm walking out of the stadium. If I see the starting 11 and it's not, we don't have strikers for Bayer Leverkusen, it's a concession that I just don't want to see from Bayer Leverkusen.
Could be a long, lonely pre-game for Archie and myself tomorrow at the Bayer Arena. We will prepare.
It'll be a colourful one.
Yes, it will. We can bring the colour and the energy.
Yes.
Back to you, Dad.